Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we've got a quick update on the new car market. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And then some of the information provided in today's video comes from Cox Automotive. Let's get into it. So Cox Automotive released a graph on the sales forecast for the 2023 sales year. They basically do an update every single quarter. And obviously the graph gets more and more accurate as the year progresses because they have more and more data to base things off of. So they're estimating that there's going to be about 15.4 million new vehicles sold in 2023. 12.6 million will be retail sales, and 2.8 million, almost 3 million, will be fleet sales, which is a huge increase. Now, the thing that's also very interesting is the lease amount that's going to happen. 2.4 million vehicles, so a 19% lease penetration. And then on the used side of things, 35.7 million used vehicles. 18.9 million of those will be retail sales, so through dealers. So that'll actually be a decline. So with new car sales, we're seeing an increase this year compared to last year, but with used car sales, we're seeing a slight decline. And then with leasing, we're seeing an increase as well. So with the data being stated, let's talk about what this actually means for the overall car market. And then also I'll kind of give my take based on what I am seeing currently within the market. So what this shows is on the used side of things, it makes sense as to why there's a year-over-year decline. There's just not a lot of used inventory available, and that has been a continuing trend throughout most of this year. And so, yeah, it makes sense as to why fewer people are purchasing used cars, and that doesn't even take into account the higher interest rates on used cars as well. And so you combine the lack of inventory with higher interest rates, and yeah, fewer people are going to be purchasing used cars. Again, look at used cars as that's the way that people look for a more budget-friendly option, and if it's not as budget-friendly, then less people are going to be interested in buying that type of product. Now, when it comes to the new car side of things, again, most of the gains we've had this year have been on the fleet side of things, right? Not on the retail side of things. The retail side of things is increasing slightly year over year, but it's not nearly as big as the fleet side of things. And so it shows a similar situation to what we have in the used car market. But the thing to note is that new car buyers on average are wealthier than used car buyers. And so that's why we still see an increase despite the affordability hurdles associated with new cars based on the prices. And then the big thing is going to be the new car interest rates, especially recently. And that's something that I want to talk about is because new car interest rates have recently increased by a dramatic amount, it's pushed a lot of people out of the new car market. And when they look at the used car market and they find that they can't really find any good cars, they just completely pull themselves out of the market, right? They're like, I'm just not going to purchase a car at this time. And so we're seeing quite a bit of that. But then this also leads into the lease thing. There's a lot more people that are now deciding to lease because of the uncertainty of the car market moving forward. Like, is this car going to lose a ton of value? And then also, lease payments are not the best that they've been in the past, but they are getting pretty good, especially with certain vehicles. Like there's some pretty good lease deals out there. And so a lot of people are jumping on that boat because it's like, well, I can't afford the financing on this car, but I can't afford the lease payment. So then they go with the leasing option. And so moving forward, what I think we're going to see is a continued softening, so to speak, with the used car market where things aren't really going to increase. It's just going to be pretty stagnated. And then within the new car market, we're going to continue to see those fleet sales, just be really robust moving forward. But at the same time, the retail sales, I just don't really see a lot of strength there. I think that they are going to be able to pull some people in with these lease deals. But outside of the lease deals, I think it's going to be harder and harder to convince people to buy new cars unless interest rates go down and unless there are much bigger discounts. I'll see you.